Hi watu wangu mko aje? Thank you for clicking on this video and thank you for watching my content. Thank you for choosing me. For my new subscribers, karibuni sana, welcome. And for my returning subscribers, nawapenda, what do I say? I love you, I love you, I love you. So we are tunaendelea na my story, get to know me. So yeah, in the last vlog tuko class 8, tumeanza another life. Karibuni sasa. So in class 8, I might say life was a bit challenging. Sababu, now, the funny thing was, the primary school yenye tulikuwa karibu was next to grandma's home. So literally, hata ungesikia akiongea kwa nyumba, or rather akiwa nje akiangalia mbuzi zake, ukiwa shule, utamsikia. Like everything that could happen at school, mwenye kwa grandmas angejua ama angesikia. So, and let me talk about challenges za tumetoka kwa the other home tuko kwa grandma now. It was a bit challenging sababu, remember, people all over have known that tumerudi kwa shosho yenyu. You are back to your grandmas. And in those days, in let's say 90s kitambo, people believed that you should not be divorced, and people believed that marriage is the way to life. So, or rather, it was a taboo to get divorced. So also, kids at school got to know that tumetoka home tuko kwa grandmas. So it was a bit challenging sababu most of the kids, let me call it bullying. If you've never experienced being bullied, you don't know what it feels like. Because I remember in class, you couldn't get out or go to play with other kids, or go outside or mingle with the other kids. Sababu, the kids from your neighborhood, from the previous place, already know that mmefukuzwa. For lack of a better word, they know that you guys are divorced. So I remember one specific kid. There are a few kids who used to throw words at me, or rather at me and my siblings. But there's this one specific one. Yani hata ukipita shule, ukienda kukula, ukienda kucheza, lazima mtapatana naye amekuongojea mahali. Akwambia, ati mliachwa, your mom is divorced. Mlifukuzwa. Like, I don't know how kids learn to be bullied at that young age. So it was not a comfortable place for me, knowing that every day you will wake up, go to school, and people or your fellow pupils watagather somewhere and start talking how you've shifted places. It was not the best of feeling, and only that you cannot say flani, you did this to me. I don't want to be petty. But I can remember a couple of them, girls and boys. But yeah, let me admit that it was a stage of life, and eventually iliisha. So we were done with class 8, and let me say that no one teaches kids how to deal with divorce or to deal with changing of environment. So remember here, I've changed the environment from grandma's to a new home, from new home to grandma's. Now you do not understand what is going on, and as a kid you get confused. You don't know what to expect next. And remember, after class 8, you're going to secondary, you're growing to be a teen now. And that's where you begin to have a lot of questions. You want to belong, you want to do this. I know you understand me. So, yeah, after class 8, I went to secondary, alhamdulillah. All was nice. I think at least I went to a nice school. And in that period of being in secondary, that's when challenges started coming in. kama siko kwa punishment niko expelled. I think I went to a couple of schools in secondary and I didn't know what is bothering me up until when I was a grown up, went to medical school, and I got to understand psychology well. So if I flash back, then what was making me to be a rebellious kid, or every time I'm in mistakes, every time nimefanya, I've done this. I think it was childhood traumas, for lack of a better word, or rather the environment that we were put in. So yeah, I went to a couple of schools in secondary school. I know most of you want to believe this because my mom was a tough teacher, a tough parent, and also dad was a stepdad was a tough parent. The funny thing is, even if they separated, we still could find our way and go and say hi to him, talk, blah blah blah. And it was a moment that you cannot forget. So yeah, I'm done with class 8, I'm done with secondary, and what else? After secondary, I remember there was a bit of challenges because I think mom was the one who was supporting us, if I'm not wrong. So lazima utafute hustle hapa na pale. Let me take you back. Within the secondary period, I remember I was so rebellious. Ama ningetipata in the wrong company. Ama nipate my friend in school ndiye anakuanga late to wake up. Ndiye anakuanga last to take food. So nitajipata kwa hiyo makosa unknowingly. So I didn't know that something was bothering me. And still in that secondary school is when I got, you remember the older sisters I mentioned in the other family. I think one of them is the one who told me my biological dad, but I don't remember. Actually. I would rather I had it from my twin sister. I don't remember, but I think you can relate with these snitching conversations. So in that area, in that period of in secondary, you growing up, you're a teenager, so you want to have a dad. You think you remember the situation where parents are divorced. So yeah, ilinisumbua, and from then is when I really started doing what I really started kufikiria, who is my dad and where is he. You see? So, but we'll come to that later. So, in this teenagehood, time education, I've told you that I was a bit rebellious. Ama, najipata in makosa yenye sijafanya. Ama, unapata, I just do a silly thing and annoy my mom a lot. And I remember I used to be beaten. But I didn't know that something was bothering me up until today. It's when I realized what was that. So what I would say is it's nice bringing up kids in a better environment. As much as we parents are having disagreements, we should not be selfish. Let's create a nice environment for our kids, because that way, at least they will grow without having to go for therapy like most of us do. I know the kids from the 90s and 80s can agree with me that most of you are going to therapy. Reason being, you are brought up, I know it's a percentage of you were not brought up in a better, in a better setup, or maybe you had a nice setup of family, but how parents handle things like tuseme umekosea or arguing, it was not the better way, and I start to be corrected on that part. Also, many people say that huyo ni mzazi wako, that's your parent, you should not correct them. No way, with all due respect, we respect them, they are our parents, but that will not negate the fact that the party involved here are the kids, and somehow they were hurt. Okay, that's aside now. Now in secondary school, yes, I remember, and then I was in a few scandals. Mara nimekatiwa na fulani, mara umesimama na mtu amekusalimia just because you want friends to be with friends with that person. A neighbor goes tells my mom, you're in secondary that time, a neighbor goes tells my mom, and you're beaten up. You're beaten, and the person who received a lot of beatings is my twin sister. She can witness that. Remember, you're in teenage, lazima utakatiwa, lazima utachokozwa na wanaume, boys. So there's no way that we could avoid all that. So yeah, finished secondary school, and then after secondary I got to nika hustle because I wanted to go to medical school, and yeah, funds were not enough, so lazima ningejituma. And then after that I managed to go to medical school, and then yeah, continue, nikamaliza shule, nikasoma, got my internship, nikamaliza some jobs here and there, nikamaliza. So and life continued. Yeah, so this part of education, nothing much, ni kusoma tu, but can we normalize talking how divorce or how the family that are not functioning well, how they affect kids in school and also when they are growing? Because I as much as I can remember, I was a sharp student, I was a sharp kid from nursery all along to class 4-3. But when I got to class 5, I started dropping. And even in secondary school, I remember I started dropping. Even there is a time I was among the bottom 3. Can you believe it? Yeah. And little did I know kenye ilikuwa inanisumbua. Yani I got to discover it right now. But thank God, at least I made it through, yeah. Education nimemaliza. So next, let's go to the elephant in the room. Meeting my biological dad in my 20s. So yeah, subscribe. Let me in the next one. Bye. See you.